Welcome back, everybody. James Bellini here with Theresa Cortez. She is here today with Dive Pirates. Miss Cortez, how are we doing today?
Doing great. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Explain to everybody what Dive Pirates is.
Dive Pirates is a nonprofit that started more than 20 years ago to take people with disabilities scuba diving. And it was formed under the idea, it was right at 2004, 2005, and we had the conflict in the Middle East. And it was a way to give back to a lot of our injured military. A lot of our young guys were coming back, really active guys who had a life changing injury, an amputation, something that caused paraplegia. And this group of scuba divers got together and said, let's show them life isn't over. Let's show them something fun. And so they just did a little fundraising, took about three guys scuba diving, and they all had a special certification to teach somebody with a disability how to scuba dive. And it was a lot of fun. And then everyone looked at each other and said, so we're going to do it again? And
Right.
it just kept growing. So originally it was specifically to give back to our injured military, and it still is, but it is also open for anybody with a mobile disability. There is a great recreational sport that you can do with able-bodied family members and friends, and it's a level playing field. And it's just a great opportunity for them to see that they're just like everybody else. They can go on a great trip. They can be very active and recapture a part of that life again.
All right. How is this? How is it funded? You said it started. How is it funded? How do people? Can the people donate, or is it through like grants or?
Absolutely. We have a lot of funding opportunities, and the generosity of the diving community has just grown into a huge community support from all over the place. We have a wonderful grant from the Moody Foundation, and they fund all Texas recipients for our foundation. And like one recipient needs gear, I mean a scuba mask and a snorkel and fins and then training with another person. So it is cost prohibitive for most of, and especially for someone who thinks, I don't even know if I can do that. Why
Right.
would I even walk down that, path? Well, most of your dive centers have what's called a tri-scuba. So you can go try it out in the pool. If they've got somebody in-house that is an adaptive scuba diver instructor, they can do a tri-scuba and say, let's see if you liked this. Do you like having a mask on it? And most everyone that has that desire to give it a shot love it, and they feel free. And a lot of them have found a lot of pain reduction for just being in that weightless environment.
Right.
So the benefits just grow. We started out very young, just thinking this is a great way to show them a recreational sport. What we got out of it was this is life changing for these people. And they're coming back on follow up trips and supporting other scuba divers. And they're taking off on their own trips because they realize, okay, travel is, I thought was going to be a barrier. Now I know I can work with the airlines, I can work with people at the resorts, and people want you to be an active traveler and see the world. So it's not over. You've had a life changing event, but don't let it stop you. So it's just been a great opportunity to get to know people with different mobile abilities and see how they can just blossom. And it's just keeps growing year after year.
No, I imagine there's like a lot of apprehension at first. But the anticipation is always worse than the actual event.
Right.
Have you seen that a lot? Like people who are like, I don't know if I can do this, and they go out and they just have a blast. Is that
Absolutely. One of my favorite stories is about a recipient who he kept saying, I can't do this. And he was injured in a motorcycle accident, and he was what you might be considered like a walking quadriplegic. He struggles with his arms and his legs, but he can still walk with a cane. He uses a wheelchair, to get around longer distances or go to the grocery store or whatnot. One of his very dear friends was a Marine,
okay?
and he was injured and is a quadriplegic and in a wheelchair full time. And he saw him on Facebook scuba diving, and he said, "You got to be kidding me! How did you do this?" And they said, "Look, this group will take you. They'll train you. They'll let you know how it works. There's a lot of trust involved, but if you just let go and you want to give it a try." And he did. And now he said, boy, I put up a lot of walls. I thought, I got to stay in my lane, what I can
Right.
do now. And he said, now I got to rethink. What I thought was impossible is now possible. So now I need to rethink my life. There's a lot more I can do. And he's much more outgoing now.
All right.
So, and that's just one of, we've trained 155 adaptives now,
Okay.
and they each have incredible stories. This trip that's coming up, that kicks off June 21st, 2 of the returning people coming are getting married.
Okay.
They went diving when they were engaged, and they fell in love with the sport. And they said, we're doing this. We're going to get married next year. We're coming back. And so they're going to get married underwater.
All right. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that recipient has, I believe it's MS.
Okay.
And, just unstoppable. Unstoppable.
All right. How much does it cost per recipient to go out and?
To fund a diver is $5,000.
Okay.
But each diver has to have a buddy that is specially
Right.
trained to their ability. So we really look at a dive team as $10,000.
Okay.
So each one of our recipients that goes each year, where they train, is like in San Antonio, there's a great dive store there. They're fundraising right now for their recipient, and that dive store always has fundraising going. Small things on the side, so they're always preparing for the next recipient. So each chapter's building. We also have a yearly gala, but we have something fun that we can do right here in West Texas. I'm a member. Most of my family members and friends are members, but you can become a member of the foundation and just support monthly. A $10 membership that you don't even feel debits out automatically, but you get maybe the newsletter if you'd like to, and you will get whatever that year's theme is for a membership shirt. And
Okay.
they're big into dive, these fun shirts that keep the sun off. But this was ours last year. It's 20 years of piracy and all the fun different logos that were part of shirts. So you always get, you get something fun in the mail once a year, and your small donation can really make a difference. And you can give at so many different levels. You can do $10 a month. You can do $500 a month and be a captain. You're bosun. You're different levels, whatever level's comfortable for you. But that kind of ongoing fundraising really helps a small foundation like this really just keep the peaks and valleys of the year fundraising a little
Right.
bit smoother.
Right.
And you just want to make sure you can meet all the needs of these recipients. And they're all over the U.S. and they all come together. They meet each other on the island and spend an amazing week. And there's friends for life.
All right. Does it cost the recipient anything? You said y'all are there for a week. How much does it cost the recipient? How much usually comes out? I mean, if you were ballparking it.
Well, we ask the recipients to be very active in their fundraising and have skin in the game. Our military recipients, we really try to keep them from having any cost incurred. But every recipient should just know that they have to have the passport. They have to be able to fund any incidentals.
Right.
And just to be prepared for, you're going to be gone for a week. But we try to build in a trip that has 3 meals a day and diving and whatnot. And so their out of pocket is very minimal.
Okay.
Another thing, we have a store online, and I brought this because I just love these. These are little string dolls that kids love to put them on their backpacks. They're great for stocking stuffers, whatnot. And they come in. This is like a little Diamond-Eyed Jack. Diamond-Eyed Jack is our logo. He's our mascot. And they come, though, you can get them in a little scuba suit, or there's all different types.
Right.
But we have one made just as specifically for our mascot. But just something like this off of our store can help a dive pirate, can help a person really regain a lot of life back. So this would be a fun thing for someone here to do, just to help out, but do something fun. A fun way to shop and make a difference in someone's life.
All right. And I guess, how do people get hooked up with Dive Pirates? I saw there was a website on the t-shirt, divepirates.org.
Divepirates.org. That's
right.
where you'll find everything. And you know, if you push that donate button, there's so many fun ways to give. You can do little things that are $10, $11. You can give to our scholarships. There's so many different ways. You can find what fits you. And just to know, you can see all the videos of past divers. You can see how we work with the divers and how much fun. And it really is a family.
All right.
It really is fun.
All right. Ms. Cortez, did I miss anything?
No, thank you so much for having me.
All right. Well, go to divepirates.org and donate and find out a little bit more. And I'm sure, is there a phone number anybody can call if maybe they want to talk on the phone with somebody?
Absolutely. It is all there on the website. That's
Okay.
the best thing to do. But yes, we answer the phone and we're ready to talk to folks. If they just want to see if they have a family member wants to think about it, how do you apply? Everything's there on the website, but we're always willing to visit with you too.
All right. Well, Ms. Cortez, we appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Back to you.